So James, it's great to be back here at the club as we had our first training session on Monday ahead of the new season. How does it feel to begin preparations for 23-24?
I think June is the time where we can reflect on the previous season, more than look forward too early to the next one. So that's what we're using it for. Just to have a bit of time to analyse last season individually as well as collectively, and create a nice environment for that to happen. We can also train in a different way, in a looser way, which we didn't have the opportunity to do in the season. So I think what June offers us is some variety and some change, which everyone's really enjoying. The players wanted to come back in, so we thought, okay, we'll bring everybody back in together in June, which we're all really enjoying, and then we'll have a little bit of time off before our classic pre-season gets going in July.
Yeah, we had a fantastic end to the last campaign, earning our highest ever finish in our debut season at Tier 3. And we were also crowned champions of Essex once again after winning the County Cup. And yeah, as you said, after some time to reflect, how do you feel about yourself and the team's efforts?
It's one of those where I think out of context it looks like an extraordinary season. I think in context, with this being a promoted team, and the quality in the league, the first time in the division, the change management really in terms of the playing squad, and the culture of the squad were all things that needed to happen, probably in the debut season in the league. I think we achieved a common identity, a common vision. We managed to bring some new players in, gave players the opportunity to move on to other good clubs. If there were players who wanted slightly different things, so that everybody was aligned, and that meant we could really enjoy being aspirational and challenging ourselves in this league, which is a fantastic league really. And then as you say, it's important to not forget to win in that process. So finishing in the top half was unusual. I think it's unusual for a promoted team to finish in the top half. So finishing in the top half was what we felt we deserved, but we needed to go and earn it, and we did. And well done to everybody around the club, and particularly the players for doing that. And then to pick up some silverware as well is important too.
Yeah, it's such a tight group that we have here. Do you expect to keep most of the squad together?
It's not something I'm thinking about too deeply now. I think this month is a month where players can really have a look at some of their targets and can push themselves a bit more, see where they can get to, and then by July we should have a good skeleton of our squad. We've got a reserve team this year as well, which isn't set up to be a separate team. It's set up to feed the first team. So you'll have two squads there with the development squad underneath that will all be linked. So these are I think these are all Billericay town players. It's finding out a way to make this work for everybody. Of course, we'd like to invite new players here, because we know some players who can certainly bring a lot to this club, and who are energised and ambitious to come in and do really well for us, and they will help the players that are here. So I'm sure we'll find the right balance, and we've got lots of time to do that.
At the end of May, we hosted our Trials Day. Brilliant turnout for that, and a lot of good talent on display. How do you think it went?
Yeah, fun day. Really nice. I think anybody who came in understands something about the club, and we saw players really performing. I think so. Probably says something about the environment. A lot of staff helped, so we had 9 coaching staff, all feeding back on their observations, and coaches watch different players, different teams. So although you can never get every decision right off the back of an event like that, I don't think there are many places that would have, and many clubs that would have kind of put more planning and teamwork into such an event. So I think we can get the vast majority of those decisions right, we hope. And some of the players have been invited in for a couple of sessions just so we get to know them more. and even if we can't offer anything this year, starts to build a relationship, and if it's not this season, it might be the next.
In the reserves and development trials, there were some really impressive players out there, some of which are already in our system here at the club. So I think credit goes to the coaches involved at the youth level. How important is it for the pathway to the first team to have these younger players moving up a level?
Yeah, as you say, well done to everybody, and also the teammates who aren't there anymore. Like, you're going to have a lot of players at under 10 who aren't there at under 14, but they've pushed the ones who are still there. And then the parents who help out, a lot of volunteer parents at this club who put a lot of time into it and enjoy it. I think so. That's great. I think, look, I've worked a lot with young players, and to me the best thing has always been if the young player can get in a first team, and can on their way to the first team really hit good targets. I think if you can win along the way, it's nice for everybody. But who was the player this week who was talking about? It was a Super League player speaking about winning when she was younger, and that actually no one talks about the under 16s final anymore, and no one minds. But it was nice at the time. But what was important is that she felt she was challenged individually, and she got the right moments to jump. And when they play in the older age groups, it's not always going to work for them. But we can give the opportunities, and I think, if you're working with the youth team, the best feeling you can have is when that player goes and plays for the first team and does well. Then I think you can really pat yourself on the back for that. And well, we gave 6 debuts last year, didn't we, to young players? So it's not just what we want; it's what we do. So I think we're in a good mindset for that, and we're just trying to strengthen really. So it's not just top down, but we build a stronger base as well.
And also, we've launched our Wave Makers initiative. How good would that be for the club as a whole?
Yeah, look, I think if you can bring in people with different skill sets, and here we've got women in leadership positions with different life experiences, career experiences, and skill sets, we're only going to make this place stronger, and everyone will be able to bring something slightly different, and take something slightly different away as well. I think variety, experience, and skills are going to be really, really welcomed within this culture.
And finally, how has planning pre-season fixtures been going, and when do we expect to release our full schedule?
I'll tell you now if you want. So far we've got Sudbury on the 16th at home, Palace away on the 23rd of July. Then we'll play Wimbledon here on the 30th. We'll go away to Southampton on the 6th of August, and then on the 13th of August we'll travel to West Brom. That's in our planning. We'll also have a couple of midweek games there as well, which is still to be confirmed. But that's how things look at the moment. We'll go into the more kind of classic model of training sessions and friendlies when we get to July, and we'll make sure we manage those with our physical performance staff so that we are giving the players obviously the right exposure at the right moments.